What up, guys? It's your brother Joe here, and welcome once again to my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. And you see me there getting it wrong in free practice for Budapest, perhaps one of the most challenging circuits on the calendar, and definitely not one of my favourites. But after such a weak result in Silverstone, if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. We need to do better here. So we just need to do better. Like, that race was just lackluster from the get-go. So we're going into qualifying. We're in Q1, and our initial lap is only good for P21. Like, that's just simply not good enough. So we're on a second lap now. We're up to 6/10 quicker, exceeding track limits a little bit there, but we're just pushing ever so hard to try and get into that Q2, or at least ahead of where we're at now. Pushing around the last corner, which I can never seem to get right. What's it worth? It's P21. We are starting the race from P21.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of the Formula One World Championship. We don't expect too many retirements at this track. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher. He made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. The Hungaro Ring, it's like Monaco without the boats. 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right, and some very tricky corners to deal with. These rainy conditions out there aren't going to help either, so it's very likely we'll see a safety car or two during today's race. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Ricciardo, Sainz, Stroll and Lando Norris, Perez, Ocon, Antonio Giovinazzi and Magnussen, Grosjean, Gasly, Daniel Kvyat and Mick Schumacher, Russell, Oldtimer, Raikkonen, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Well, we've moved up to P20 because of another penalty, but what can we do, guys? It's wet, we have 35 laps ahead of us, it's lights out and away we go, and instantly we're just looking at getting past Mick Schumacher, who seems to be weaving a little bit, actually, to try and avoid other cars. We're having a look up the inside, and we've just managed to scythe our way past quite a few of them, when in fact we've bullied Giovinazzi out of the way a bit. And now we've got Ocon and a couple of other cars, I think Perez is in there as well, that are side by side and just going absolutely wheel to wheel round the left-hander. We're slotting in 13th. Giovinazzi's having a cheeky little look there, but that's shut down. And now we're going to have to try and go to the right of the circuit where Ocon and Perez are. I've missed my braking spot and somehow not absolutely careered into that McLaren of Norris. I really thought there was going to be contact there. I'm surprised I didn't smash into him. But it's P11 as we're coming up to the chicane for the first time. I'm having a little look. Is that move on? No, it isn't. I've had to go across the curb. I've gone very sideways out the corner, and that's going to allow Perez and Ocon through, who are still going side by side into Sector 2. And I think Ocon has just made Perez back out of it there. We're trying to find a way through around the outside. No such grip there for us. And we are in P13. So we're up 7 places on the first lap from our grid position, which I will take for now, because obviously starting P20, I wasn't sure what to expect from the race. The qualifying pace was just dreadful. But in the race, we don't seem too bad at the moment. We seem to be hanging on to the little group in front of us, although not close enough maybe to have a look at overtaking. But it's getting a bit drier now as well, and I've made a little bit of a mistake going around the chicane, but that won't cost me too much. I'm now trying to catch up to Perez in Sector 2 and hoping that maybe we can have a look at him. heading into the first corner of the next lap. But we're trying to hang on. We just don't have the pace. And we don't have the grip either as we slide out wide there. And we're now coming into the pit lane a few laps later because it is time to put on slicks. What do we go for? It seems that the majority are going for hard tyres. There are cars that are stacking in the pits as well, so we might be able to gain a couple of positions through that. We've decided to go with a hard tyre and just stick this out to the end of the race. You never know. You never know what opportunities could come round later, whether someone else is just deciding to go on to softs and maybe pit again or not. You just don't know. So we're going to stick this one out till the end of the race and hope that some opportunity knocks on my door. And we're coming up to the end of lap 12 now, and we're not even able to hang on to Albon in front of us. But another car has pitted, so we're now into the points quite nicely. This race is actually going quite smooth, you know, we're inside the points just, but I think given that our dry weather pace just really didn't seem to be there, we might have a lot of defending to do. But that P10 is about to become P9, because as you can see at the side of the road there, Carlos Sainz is out of the race. He has pulled off. It's not a good day for McLaren. We've now got Giovinazzi and Norris right behind us, just hanging on to McLaren honours. So maybe Lando can do something. Maybe Lando can get into the points and give me a bit of a challenge. But at the moment, it's Giovinazzi that's giving me a little bit of grief as he's now getting very close into the first corner. We're going to try and take our normal line round there. But we've gone very deep into the first corner, and Giovinazzi, upon recovery, has tagged us a little bit. And now Lando Norris getting past Giovinazzi. And now it is going to be Norris that gives us a little bit of grief as he comes right into my slipstream. But I'm not allowing that right now as we head into the halfway point of the race. I've gone a little bit wide again. And Lando just doing what Giovinazzi did there. And Grosjean also now out of the race. We have a safety car out, which has allowed me to catch the back of the pack. And unfortunately, that has allowed drivers who are on softer tyres to pit and not lose any position to me. So that's kind of helped them out. But now we are getting underway for the second time here. It's lap 20 out of 35. What more can we do? What more can we do? Can we have a look at Leclerc? Can we have a look at Albon? Or is our pace just simply not there enough? And already we're starting to drop back. We're 8 tenths down. And if anything, it's Giovinazzi still giving me a lot of grief behind me. So I think this is going to be a bit of a hard defending story. And realistically, that safety car has really screwed me up. Giovinazzi having a look up the inside. He's trying to send it. I'm going to hang him around the outside though. And that should just about be enough. And I'm just going to give him a cheeky little chop to say, nope. You are not coming through. You shall not pass! Oh no, I've gone wide. I've gone wide, and Giovinazzi maybe could complete the pass. But round the outside there, I mean, that's a move that's not going to work. I don't know why he was attempting that. But now we've got Lando Norris back on us again. And Lando isn't going to give this up without a fight. He's now on my outside as I stick to the inside. I'm giving him as little room as I can. I've taken the inside line. Is he going to go for a cutback here? No. Lando not able to get the cutback, and we've got 10 laps to go. It seems like it's going to be a matter of when over if Lando Norris gets past. A couple of laps later, he's sending it up my inside. This time, Lando getting the inside. I didn't think he was close enough at first, but he was close enough. He's gone through. I'm trying to hold the inside line here. Lando's on my right. I'm going to brake later. Oh, Lando's locked up his brakes. He's now gone back down to 10th as a result of locking up the brakes. And that made me getting back past him for P9 a little bit easier, but I don't think I'm completely out of the woods yet. He is just now trying to hold off Giovinazzi, but he's going to come straight back at me at the end of the lap. And he has come straight back at me at the end of the lap. And again, he's got that inside line on me. And this time, Lando is through. We're going to try again for the outside, but Lando's... I've tried to go around the outside, but Lando Norris parking his car in the right place there, and that is the move done for him. I'm trying to hang on and maybe have a cheeky lunge. I've had a bit of a contact there with Norris. He didn't seem to be too unsettled by that, and I don't think we've taken any damage. So getting very lucky there, as now we've only got a few laps to go, and Giovinazzi still hanging on to my rear, still with the hope of a point or two for himself there. But Norris has checked out. He's gone. He is pretty safe for P9, barring any failures, and we're just trying to hang on for this final World Championship point. And after the race we had at Silverstone, after the race we had at Paul Ricard, a point is needed. We do need a point to take. We got a decent-ish result in Austria, but we need another point. And it looks like we could get it here if we can just hold off Giovinazzi, but we've gone very wide. And Giovinazzi now having a look up the inside, but again tagging us upon recovery. And looking at that, I don't know why Giovinazzi went for that, because there was room for him to go on the left there, as you can see, and he just seemed to... he just stuck his car there. Like, I'm really surprised he didn't brake to avoid that one. But we're now going to look on board with Giovinazzi. Up there you can see I've gone out wide, but from this angle it looks like Giovinazzi just... well, it looks like I kind of went into him there, so I'd say that's a racing incident. We could have given each other more room. Now, Perez is having a look round the outside there. I tried to cover the inside. He's ducked to the outside. We've just about covered Perez off there. This is getting serious. This is getting very serious, and I have never fought so hard for one World Championship point before. But here I am, giving it everything for that point. Valtteri Bottas then has won this race, and he is doing very well in my team career mode so far. Bottas is just absolutely nailing it. And now we've got Perez right behind me. We've got Kvyat right behind me. I think Ocon is somewhere in there as well. It's the last lap, and I'm just thinking, just get this car to the end. Let's just get this car round. Perez is right there. I couldn't really think of anywhere he could really go for it. Mind you, he's getting very close round here. He's got such a run out of the second sector. My tyres are finished. Perez has sent it. He is now through. I'm trying to have a look back up the inside of him. More contact. And we have got back through. There was a little bit of contact when he did send it on my inside as I turned in. Tapped his left rear tyre. Oh, there's a little bit of a collection going on behind me. But we force our way back past Perez. But I have to see what happened behind me. It looked like someone got collected. And I think that was Esteban Ocon as we now watch him going round the corner. Oh, Kvyat tapped, I think, Perez or myself. And then Ocon went straight into him, got collected and went round. That was a bit of a bizarre incident there. But we are going to hold on to 10th. Are we? Perez having a charge down the straight. We fend that off for our life's worth, and we still take P10 for one valuable World Championship point.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Well, that race involved a hell of a lot of defending, perhaps more than I would have wanted to do, but it does end in a World Championship point. And after the dismal result of Silverstone, which was P17, and a bit of controversy from the incidents towards the end, it's a result I'm happy to take. It was a challenging race. We had changeable conditions, and then I had to manage hard tyres for what I think was 21 odd laps. I'm not sure how long it was though, but thank you very much for watching. I am happy with that result. I'll leave you with the highlights reel once again. Until the next episode of Career Mode, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.